now we're going to need to get very busy closing our digital borders. It's a national security issue. Our infrastructure is relatively wide open. In fact, digital infrastructure across the globe is relatively wide open.
Dragon is a venture capital and advisory firm with a mission to secure our world for tomorrow. It partners with companies and individuals across the world who are driving innovation in cyber and national security. They've partnered with NYSE to share stories of innovation across the globe in our Cyber Live series. And after stops in New York and Texas, we're now turning our focus to Florida. Bellini Capital is a firm that invests in companies that are securing America's future. Joining me now is their founder and managing partner, Arnie Bellini. Arnie, welcome.
Thank you very much, Ashley. We're looking forward to the discussion today.
Of course, likewise. And before you started Bellini Capital, you built ConnectWise from the ground up into Tampa Bay's first billion-dollar software company. Why did you decide to build in Florida?
We wanted to build our business here in the great state of Florida because, well, for one reason, we don't have state income tax. For another reason, we have beautiful an environment. It's a great place to visit. It's a great place to raise a family. It's also a great place to build a business. And so we were able to prove that you could build multi-billion-dollar companies right here in the Tampa Bay area. And so now we have a number of very mature cybersecurity firms that are valued in multi-billions of dollars at this point and growing very fast. So we've got a really cool ecosystem here. A lot of that was started by us proving that you could do it here in Tampa Bay.
So you've also made major investments in education in Florida and just launched the first named college in the U.S. dedicated to the convergence of AI and cybersecurity. Why do you see education in these areas as such an essential investment?
Well, yeah, my wife and I just put in $40 million to create the Bellini College of Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity at the University of South Florida. We did that because there's a huge workforce initiative that needs to happen right now. We've got 700,000 cybersecurity professionals that need to be created to fill these jobs that we have in the United States. 5 million jobs globally are going unfulfilled in cybersecurity, 700,000 here in the United States. So we need to be very focused on workforce development. And because Tampa Bay is really already a cybersecurity center of excellence for the United States of America, we wanted to put that money in the University of South Florida. And we wanted to combine both cybersecurity and artificial intelligence together because you've got to put the two of those together in order to solve the problem.
Why do you think we're seeing a lack of cybersecurity talent, and what skills do people need to gain in order to have these jobs, in order to protect our companies and our country?
Well, I think I actually can't answer that because the opening salary for cybersecurity professionals straight out of college is a minimum of $60,000 a year. And we have graduates from the Bellini College at USF that are getting $120,000 straight out of college. So there's no good reason. The only reason I can imagine is because it hasn't been popularized. It hasn't been marketed to young folks. And so that's why we also made that investment at the University of South Florida to make sure that we put a spotlight on the fact that these are great, high-paying jobs that are available today. And we've got to appeal to the youth of today to jump into this new field. And it's because it's a new field as well. The other reason is because, cybersecurity is digital. It's invisible, right? It's sort of clandestine. It's behind the scenes. So not everyone really understands that that is actually a very growing and profitable career path for them. So we're making sure that they know that.
And what are you hoping to build in Florida that's different than what is available elsewhere?
Well, we already have built it. It's Cyber Bay. So Tampa Bay's own version of Silicon Valley is Cyber Bay. As I mentioned, the United States of America's cybersecurity center of excellence already exists here. And the reason it does is because we here in Tampa Bay have United States Central Command. We also have United States Special Operations Command. So the military here in the Tampa Bay area is teaming with probably over 3,000 cybersecurity professionals, right? And so that creates a great talent pool. Just like Silicon Valley was started by a combination of the talent was there, Stanford University was there pumping talent into the Silicon Valley area, bringing research and development into the university, creating that virtuous cycle. We've done that now at the University of South Florida. We also have large private equity firms smartly now focusing on all of the great opportunities here in the Tampa Bay area. We have KnowBe4 worth $4.5 billion. We have ReliaQuest worth $5 billion. We have the company that I founded, ConnectWise, worth $6 billion now. And I can keep going and going and going. But we've got a large number of startups. So we really have that ecosystem is already here in the Tampa Bay area, and we call it Cyber Bay.
All right, and what efforts do you think are important to continue to improve our cyber workforce?
Well, a spotlight on the fact that it's important. We've closed our digital borders, right? We've closed our physical borders. That's been very important that we've done that. Thank God we have a sovereign nation now. But now we need to get very busy closing our digital borders. It's a national security issue. Our infrastructure is relatively wide open. In fact, digital infrastructure across the globe is relatively wide open. And so here in the United States, to protect our future, we've got to close those digital borders.
All right, and what is next for you and for Bellini Capital?
Well, we just had our first Cyber Bay conference 2025. And so we actually put out a survey to hundreds of IT professionals asking the very simple question: why is cybersecurity not as available and ubiquitous as any utility? Why can't we make it that affordable? Why can't we make it that widespread and available? And so we're answering those questions now. And we've gotten a lot of the answers from our surveys, right? One of the reasons is because cybersecurity solutions are too expensive for many companies to afford. Another reason is because we have a workforce development issue. We don't have enough cybersecurity professionals. So that's where we're addressing that at the University of South Florida. So we're actually looking at this from a zoomed out perspective, and we're answering all these questions and making investments to make sure that America's digital borders will be secured in the next several years. So we're not waiting for someone to come up with answers. We're doing it ourselves right here in Tampa Bay, Cyber Bay.
All right, Arnie Bellini, founder and managing partner of Bellini Capital, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.